So explain to me where you were before starting chiropractic care.
So I guess before coming here, actually, I noticed that I had, every time I would walk, I would start tripping over whatever. I mean, I was just normally walking and then tripping. And I knew from then on that I needed to go to a chiropractor. I noticed that I was having lower back pains. I was having a lot of GI issues. Different things were going on, and so I knew that the answer for it would probably be the chiropractor, since nothing else was working. So from there, I started like researching chiropractors in the area. I went to another chiropractic practice, and it didn't really improve anything. So I was kind of very hesitant in trying again, because I felt like, it was money wasted, and I didn't want to go through that again. But I still tried, and I came here, and
yeah, that's what we find. Reformation, right? I think we were looking
online,
it up
Google.
online. Yeah, we found them online. Great reviews. We heard about Dr. Roberts and how awesome he is, and I think at the time, we were also planning to be a family as well too. So we know that we wanted to get our kids involved, and that's where Ellis' story began.
Yeah.
So during pregnancy, right? Go ahead.
Well, it's actually before, because we were here maybe a good 6 months, and then we got pregnant.
Right.
And then it was just like, hey, Dr. Robert, we're pregnant. It's just like,
yeah. So we were believing. To one of the reasons why we came was to start a family, and to lo and behold, we were pregnant a couple of weeks or maybe a month after starting.
No, it was like 6 months.
Was it 6 months? It was 6 months. It was
or
6
maybe
months.
a little bit less, but it wasn't a couple of weeks. It was like more than that.
But it was our dreams and our prayers were answered right here where it started. But even through pregnancy, like, you can talk a little bit about your experience, how that was. It went pretty.
Pregnancy was great.
Pretty smooth with coming to chiropractor.
Yeah, I'm not being sarcastic. Pregnancy was great, and I think it's also because of being here. I did, experience like some of those joint pains, pelvic area pain, lower back pains, all of the pains that you would get during pregnancy. But every time I would come for an adjustment, it felt so much better. I didn't experience like some of those excruciating pains or experiences other people were having. And I was just like, this is a win. We're making it here. And I think during pregnancy, it was always like, when it's your first pregnancy, doctors usually have a lot of things to say. And I think the team, their support, Dr. Roberts' support, and just saying, like, you can make it to 40 weeks. That was the goal, but the doctors wanted to induce me at 37, so we kept pushing, and we're like, no, we can make it, and we did. At 40 weeks and 1 day, he was born. So it was just great.
So initially, right, with Ellis starting, so the beginning of his journey with chiropractic, care, like, I would say he was at a 1 to 10, maybe he was at maybe a 5-star average. I mean, we got him in as soon as he was born.
As soon as he was born.
We didn't waste no time. We wanted to get him into Dr. Roberts, make sure he's starting to get adjusted, like his system was, getting realigned and working the way it should. And progressively, as weeks gone months, and gone almost, he's 5 or 6 months now, we definitely see 5 months. Well, going into 6 months, we have definitely seen some improvement from where he was started until where he is now. You wanna talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was you're a first time mom, you're a first time dad. You think everything's normal, but of course, when you go to the doctor, they're like, "Hey, he needs to be pooping at least 5 times a day." And I'm like, I think he's like at 3. He's not at 5 to 6.
Yeah.
So by coming to his weekly adjustments, he started going regularly. He was flexible, and most babies are flexible, but he was just, in the beginning it was like, okay, a leg could make it somewhat close to his face, and the other one was just like, I'm getting there. But now he's like a little bit more flexible. His GI system seems to be working really well. He did kind of start having eczema. And so by coming to the chiropractor and like, getting, of course, not only support, but also suggestions of what can be done with, boosting my immune system to kind of help him go through that really helped. And so now his skin is very clear.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a hit or miss there. Yeah. I was just like, I don't want this to be happening to him. But yeah, I mean, now he's always been bubbly, but he's definitely
thriving. He's energetic. He's social. He's normal. He's social. I think coming here has really, he's been wonderful. As you can see, he's jumpy and excited. He's excited whenever he comes to this office, and he loves the people here, and his life, of course, our life has been changed because of that, as far as the team and the people here and the community that we built here is just tremendous, and we're forever thankful for that. So
that's super cool.
That's our journey.
That's amazing. And did you guys have any hesitations when you talked about earlier, because you had been to a chiropractor before, so did you have any hesitations getting your baby under care, or was it kind of like a no-brainer?
I was hesitant, and the reason being is I've never heard of babies, being adjusted. So I remember mentioning it to some of my family members, and they were like, "What are you gonna go do? Don't break the baby. Don't harm the baby." And I was just like, thus far my journey has been great. Pregnancy has been great. Labor has been great. I've seen numerous pictures on the walls of babies coming, seeing babies come, and they keep coming. So I'm just like, okay, well, let's try it. Let's see how it goes. And sure enough, it has been great. So any challenges that I hear from the doctor saying, oh, the baby has this and the baby has that, I just come here, I vent to Pastor, oh my gosh, Dr. Robert about it, and he's just like, okay, we have a solution. Let's try this and let's try that. And so whenever we go back to the pediatrician, it's just like, this seems to be resolved. This seems to be resolved. And I'm like, yeah, another win. So yes.
That's amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you